Symptom fester, better get you medicine. When you better and you get through with it, implement new better trends. Get you set up with a hip new setup and a big new better grin. Don't you let up, better get through, better handle business, better win. Don't you ever let an excuse never ever get through, let it die. See, I never met an excuse that'll get me into better strides. If you question whether it's true that
we're here. This is a huge deal with zero pressure.
Baby set a perimeter around my heart with his arms, searching for our love. If there is hide, we'll find it. Fear it may mislead us, it's not enough to run from you. Like those exits before our scars can spring it, cause we need this. If you want love, you gotta grab it, and to keep love, you gotta hold it. Don't you lose up, don't let go of it, cause we need love, we're nothing without it. Don't you wait around for love to find itself. When it gets tough, there ain't nobody else that can heal love. It's just the two of us. Don't you give up, cause this love is glorious, yeah. Love forever, that's it. Love forever, that's it. Love forever, that's it. Love forever, that's it.
We're doing a hard stop right there. Let's do a hard stop.
Love forever, that's it. Love forever, that's it. Love forever, that's it. Yeah, what's up, everybody?
What up, what up? Welcome to episode 1 of the Ledbetters.
H-Town in the house. All right.
In the house?
Yeah.
All right, before we go any further, if you are not currently following this channel, go ahead and give us a follow, like,
please do,
subscribe,
please
hit
do.
the bell notification. We this is the first time, but it won't be the last time.
Yes, this is new. This is brand new for us. We just got to talking and we were like, we want to go live and we want to sing and we want to talk and hang with our fans, our friends, whoever is interested in hearing good music and talking about what like marriage, couple stuff, life stuff, what have you. That's what we're here to do. So we are the Ledbetters. If you don't know, I am Nell Ledbetter. This is my husband,
Adam Ledbetter, aka
That's right.
Adam L as himself,
Yes.
aka the chief architect, aka Alpham L.
Musicians, performers, we're entertainers. We are the two halves of Adam and Kizzy. We are married, been married for over a decade now. We have two beautiful baby girls, and we are currently in Los Angeles doing the thing, chasing dreams and whatnot. So yeah. Now,
Real quick, can we pause? I want to make sure everybody can hear us.
oh yeah,
Okay,
that's a
let's
good
make
thought.
sure these levels are
I
good.
feel like it.
We did
Yeah.
an entire test run of this yesterday, and it was
Mr. Dunlap, good evening.
it was a hot mess.
Yes, full transparency.
So
like
we're
if,
still figuring it out.
if y'all don't know, live streaming is not easy. Honestly, that's kind of why we haven't done it before now, because it's so much more complicated than you would imagine.
Well, it's like when you try to do a thing.
Mhm.
Like if you're just gonna go live on Facebook or whatever and just hang out at the park.
Yeah,
that's one thing.
exactly.
But it's like
Yeah.
when you sit down and we're trying to do a production.
Like we want to
and all
do
that,
something
and
that's nice quality. Like we wanted the audio to be good. We wanted the video to be decent, you know, and it's just like you would think it was, you know, plug this, but it is so much work.
it's not.
Um,
Okay, so let's
but it was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's get into it. So you want to tell them
Yeah. So
what's happening here?
we are, like we said, we're a couple, we're musicians, and we wanted to share our music and our thoughts and also entertain in the process. Speaking of entertain, I would like to pass it on to you if you might have a dad joke for us.
Oh, are we
because
there
you're a
already?
dad.
Because we
Mhm.
haven't talked about the theme of the episode, or
Well, I mean, you know, it doesn't have to be a perfect order. We can do that after the
okay.
joke.
Well, I imagine like we'd say the theme and then I'd hit them with this punchline real quick.
Okay.
So you kind of mess
So
up
the-
my file.
All right. So the theme, our talking point today,
How to
is-
get your rhythm right in a relationship.
no, that's for the next episode. This episode, we want to talk about the 5 reasons you should change in a marriage.
5 reasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should change in a marriage.
Was that the joke?
No, that wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Did that sound like a joke? Dadgum.
What you said. Once I said it, that you was going to deliver a joke.
No, I'm just punctuating. I'm
I'm
trying
just
to,
saying.
rat tat tat.
Okay. Well, when's the joke coming?
You rat. Then okay. I guess now I'll tell a joke. Jeez, that's the worst setup ever. Hey, weren't you supposed to like tell a joke? Go ahead, tell it. You better be good.
Right. High expectations.
All right, we're
It's
gonna
all
keep
on the
this
line
short
now.
because we wasted enough time on this joke, and I fear that the setup has totally ruined what might have been the experience.
I'm so sorry. Maybe I should have been in on the joke, and that would have helped.
You're making it worse. The joke's not even a good joke. That's the right way to start a joke, right? All right, yeah. This joke sucks. You ready? Here it comes. Why should babies change their own diapers?
Why?
Because it's their duty.
Ew. Ba-da-bum.
Actually, we should do this music.
Of course. Wah, wah. I thought it was funny the first time I heard it. This time around, I already knew the
You're
joke.
ruining the illusion that I didn't create this joke on the spot. Freestyle bars. Let's keep it pushing.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna talk about some stuff that's near and dear to our heart.
Now, the way we're going to format this show and the plan for future shows is for every topic, we each come up with a list of 5 things
Right.
discussing that topic.
Right.
And we don't know what's on each other's list.
Right.
So we've been talking about this topic for a while now. Today, we sat down and made our list.
Right.
She might have done it yesterday because she's way more prepared and professional than me.
I'll never tell.
That means she did not, because she would have been proud to admit it if she had. I made my list today. Kizzy doesn't know what's on my list. I'm sorry,
No.
Nell doesn't know what's on my list. I don't know what's on her list.
And my list, I don't have my book. You keep talking, I'm
the
going to go get it.
theme of the list is, and the title of today's episode is 5 reasons you should, and that's a hard should, change in a marriage. We're going to get into the ways that we had to change, the ways that we hope to change, and maybe some of the ways that we were surprised when we found out we had to change in our marriage. Coming up soon. But first, a song, right?
Anything. Okay. Sing along if you know it. Your love is lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. So keep it up, quench my desire, and I'll be at your side forevermore. Oh, that's why your love keep on lifting me higher, higher and higher. That's where your love keep on lifting me higher and higher. Oh, now once I was downhearted. Disappointment was my closest friend. Oh, but then you came and it soon departed. Yeah, you know he never showed his face again. Oh, that's why your love keep on lifting me higher, higher and higher. That's why your love keep on lifting me higher and higher. Take it away. All of you finally found you. Yes, that one in a million boys. And now with my loving arms around you, honey, I can stand up and face the world. Oh, that's why your love keep on lifting me high, higher and higher. That's why your love keep on lifting me higher, higher and higher. Oh, your love keep on lifting
Virtual applause. Virtual applause.
Yay, that was great.
Your love
Fun times.
keeps on
Lord.
lifting me
Don't do that. All right.
higher.
Okay.
So this is where we reveal the list.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do some dramatic music here.
Okay. Well, who's going first?
Ladies first.
All right.
Unless you defer, you have the right to refuse. Would you like to go first?
I'm down to do my list. Okay. Here are my 5 reasons why you should change in a marriage.
Any disclaimers here to be given, or just
If I think of them, I shall release them. But at the moment, I'm just going to start here. First reason is for marital health. That's my first reason why you should change in a marriage.
Okay.
The second reason is change is the natural order of things.
Interesting.
Third reason is you should be building. Therein, change is a natural byproduct of that. And number 4, for personal health. And number 5, and this pertains a bit more to parents, but for parental health.
Okay. We're not going to dive in yet.
Not yet.
We're just revealing the list. So I'm going to make a mental note of some of those. All right.
Okay. What's your 5?
All right. Our lists are actually super similar.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't know what way to order these. So this is in no particular order. But my first answer was health.
Yep.
And the disclaimer I'd like to give is everything that I'm about to say about marriage. Well, for one, it applies to more relationships beyond marriage, but I think it's primarily true for marriage, and marriage is a unique kind of bond that happens. So
for sure.
Also, everything that I say pertains to a healthy marriage. So here from that perspective.
Yes. Okay. That for me as well.
So my number 1 answer was health.
Yep.
Healthy marital partners influence healthier behaviors. Number 2 is perspective. And I subtitled that, "You're wrong more than you think." And if you just heard me say that, yes, I am talking to you. You are wrong more than you think. And if you think I'm wrong about that, then you're even more wrong than I think. Number 3, so that you can learn how to serve better. Subtitle, it's better to give than to receive. 4, for the legacy. Future generations need to see you overcoming and achieving. Number 5, growth. And this is very similar to a few of the ones you said, but marriage is synergy and stagnation is death. I believe you said change is the natural order of things. So
absolutely.
Those are our lists. We're going to do another song, and then we're going to dive right into it. This
but
song
also, guys, please, we would love to talk to you as well about this topic. So please go into the comments. What are
your 5?
Some questions.
Yeah, what are some things you had to change about yourself to grow in your marriage?
Yeah, like if you're someone who's not yet married but wants to be, and just wants to be prepared when the time comes for you to be married, and you want to ask us questions.
Or if you disagree with the list, chime in.
Or if you are married and you're just wanting to build and grow and be better within your marriage, and you want to ask questions or whatever, or if you have your own tips, just please join us in the comments. Give us your thoughts.
Just be kind.
Yes, be kind.
My dear.
Or we gonna rewind. No, we're not. Just be kind. So yeah, in the heart of the topic, which is marriage, there is love within marriage, correct? So we thought we'd top the evening off with a little love song. Baby, let's cruise away from here. Don't be confused. The way is clear. And if you want it, you got it forever. This is not a one-night stand, baby. No. So let the music take your mind. Oh, just release and you will find that you're gonna fly away. Glad you're going my way. Oh, I love it when we're cruising together. Music is played for love. Cruising is made for love. Oh, I love it when we're cruising together. Baby, tonight belongs to us. Oh, inch by inch we get closer and closer to every little part of each other. Oh, baby, yeah. So let the music take your mind. Oh, just release it, you will find that you're gonna fly away. Glad you're going my way. Oh, I love it when we're cruising together. Music is played for love. Cruising is made for love. Oh, I love it when we're cruising together. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, baby, let's cruise. Let's flow. Let's glide. Oh, let's open up and go inside. And if you want it, you got it forever. Oh, I could just stay here beside you and love you, baby. Yeah, yeah. So let the music take your mind. Just release it, you will find that you're gonna fly away. Glad you're going my way. Oh, I love it when we're cruising together. Music is played for love. Cruising is made for love. Oh, I love it when we're cruising together. You're gonna fly away. Glad you're going my way. Yeah. I love it when we're cruising together. Music is played for love. Cruising is made for love. I love it when we're cruising together. Yeah, 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 yeah. All cruising together. Oh, yeah. Ledbetter Radio. For love soul. Tickle the keys. Tickle. There we go.
All right, cruising.
All right. Oh, Arrow Audio said are we a he? Arrow Audio, mid-20s and single. Here to listen.
Mid-20s and single.
Appreciate the snaps. Thank you so much. Appreciate the applause. Yeah. Okay. Shall we crack into this?
Yeah. And I love that we got some single folks chiming in.
Yeah, totally.
My advice to young folks is typically don't be in a rush.
Yeah.
Find the right thing.
Absolutely.
Don't be in a rush.
Don't be in a rush.
The right thing.
One of the greatest advice words I was given. One of the greatest
advice words you were given. Go ahead.
One of the greatest words I was given was from my mother. She said, don't rush because you don't have to die to go to hell. Just rush into a relationship and be with the wrong person. Mm-hmm. And that's real. Like I kept that very close to my heart and soul. And I was patient despite it was a long wait before he showed up. Long wait, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
Because I made the right choice.
God knows I was on a journey of my own to be even in a place where we could do this.
Right.
This marriage. And
so should we, I think since I went first and gave my titles or my bullet points, I think you should go
Okay.
first and give.
Mine are pretty simple and fairly self-explanatory, so I'm open to whatever points of clarification. Kim, if you could watch the comments.
I'm on it.
Okay.
I got it.
And likewise, if you have anything you want to add or chime in, feel free. Feel free. So my first point was health.
Ooh.
It's a fairly well-known statistic. Are there a lot of comments we've been missing?
Well, just Mr. Dunlap, he dropped some bars in the comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll come back to
Yeah,
that.
we'll come
I
back
definitely
to
want to hear it
Let's get your points.
from a seasoned veteran.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a fairly well-known statistic, or at least I had heard it before, that married men tend to live longer and they tend to be better in health. So I Googled, what are the reasons that could be true? And the answer that came back is pretty simple. Healthy partners tend to encourage healthy behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think, to go a step further from my own experience, in this marriage and in creating a family, we have 2 small daughters now.
Mm-hmm.
I find that it's a lot easier to give to people I love than to myself. And, self-care is a very important thing. It's something that not all of us are naturally good at. I feel like being egotistical is something, being selfish is something we tend to be good. But like the fine line between that and self-care, I think can get blurred. And it's not something I claim to be an expert in. But I'll go hard for my people, and in turn I see them going hard for me. So I know I eat a lot more home cooked meals than I would if I wasn't married. I'm constantly being given the reminder to rest, to take some time, and just balance, and just having another perspective present. You learn things from the other partner, even stuff that they don't even intend to teach, little grooming habits and things like that. And like men in general, I feel like can learn a lot from women, because women just know a lot of things that we don't, and vice versa.
Likewise.
Yeah, there are upbringings, just they lead to a different bag of expertise, and so I picked up on that. My second answer was perspective. You are wrong more than you think. For me, this was a big eye opener. I think coming into the marriage, I was locked into my perspective way too hard, and I realized that there's limited value to just only having your perspective. Like, you can experience the world how you see it, you can touch and taste and see all that, and have your experience, and that's that. But you have to understand that what you see is a very small fraction of what is real and what's really happening. And so what happens is we see things and we interpret them based on our own baggage, based on our own assumptions. And having another healthy individual who might be, as in the case of our marriage, of a higher emotional intelligence than you, or might be more savvy about certain things, or might be a stronger prayer warrior, or whatever the case is, whatever they're bringing to the table, they're going to help balance out your perspective. And that balanced out perspective is going to serve you in dividends. And that's one of the tips I think just goes for healthy relationships in general. Definitely in marriage, though, because marriage, you're 24/7, you're day in, you're day out. You do everything with this person, or at least in our marriage, that's what it looks like. A lot of marriages look different, so I don't want to make too many assumptions. All right. Number 3 is to learn to serve, which I ultimately think is the purpose in life. Not to get super deep, but when I ponder, like, what is the point of life? What's the point of living? Why are we here? What is it for? And it's to be stewards of our time and our space, and to serve. And when I look at like the gospel, when I look at the life of Christ and the messages in the Bible, which we live by, it all points back to that, to serve. And
I think that's true. If I can interject,
please.
You oftentimes when people think of service, they think of, service like being a waitress, or, some kind of giving
You got served.
that doesn't always reciprocate, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at the core essence, when you're genuinely putting yourself into your whatever your career is, your passion is, it is a service. So like what we're doing right now, just as musicians, the music that we put out, it is to serve our audiences. Especially for us, we really are very dedicated to shining light through our music. We want to elicit joy, happiness, laughter, or to just make people feel hope. That's it. And so that really is the core essence of being, is to serve. And so when you're talking about marriage, you should absolutely be in that space.
You should be in a service mindset for sure.
Because, and within your marriage, you were the two most important people in your life.
Right.
Right. So, yeah.
Yeah, because you're building that life together. It's not just about you anymore.
Right.
You're inviting another person to have an equal say in your life as your own. And that's heavy. Yeah. And I think the service thing is really deep because it happens on so many different levels.
Yeah.
I think about moments where you can actually do an act of service, like to your spouse. Mm-hmm. You might ask me to get you some water or to pull your car around or to parallel park for you. Or, it could be small things. But then
I don't need him to parallel park for me, though. Just so you know.
Yeah.
I'm a boss with it with parallel parking.
That's true. Weird flex. But okay. But then I think about more intangible ways you can serve. Like there have been times where my mood might be really high and you might be struggling with something. And an act of service might be foregoing the joy that I feel to be with you in that moment and help navigate. And vice versa. Yeah. Little things like that are actually not that little. They're kind of deep, and it takes a real love and commitment.
Yeah.
And when you become a parent, that's a whole different level of service. And one of the things that I see, to kind of segue a little bit, and this is one of the reasons why I put that as my third, and I promise I'm gonna get through this list quick.
Okay.
I feel like I see a lot of energy and content surrounding this self and self-centered point of view in marriage. And I hear people saying things like, it's okay to leave people behind if they no longer serve your purpose. It's okay to do this or that without feeling guilt, and essentially like treating people like they're disposable.
Right. Yeah.
And I do understand
there's
the core
wisdom
of what they're
behind
getting
it,
at, right?
But it does feel like it's getting a little further from the center of the message.
Your journey will mean certainly that some people ride with you, some people don't ride with you,
some
but
people
I think
are just there for a season.
The essence of what a marriage is in my mind and in our marriage is that I can't outgrow this person because we're growing into each other. You know what I mean? Like we're growing together, and what we're growing is bigger than us.
Right.
Like when we said I do, it's no longer about me serving my own self-satisfaction or my own ambitions as an individual. Now it's agreeing to combine my individual ambitions with yours.
Right.
And which is really how we landed here with the Ledbetters, but that's a whole other segue that I'm honestly not sure we have time to.
You still got to get to 4 and 5.
Okay, 4 and 5 real quick. 4 is real simple. Legacy. Legacy. I think that in a marriage, the main thing that you can hope to do is to build on what came before you and leave a positive example for those who are coming behind you. I know in my parents' marriage, the legacy and the imprint that they left was very strong. They're still married to this day.
Yes, it's very evident.
Seeing them go through things, and now I'm at the age where I can remember my parents being at this age, and remembering how they got through things. And now that I'm a parent, I have even more of a respect for what it took for them to get through, some of the things they went through.
Yes.
So legacy, again, I guess the big theme for me is like, it's not about you. And that's why you should get married. Because if it's just about you, it's only ever going to be about you.
Yeah.
But if you are tapping into something bigger than you, then the sky is the limit. Because marriage ultimately is synergy, which is my last point. Number 5, growth. Marriage is synergy. Stagnation is death. If you're not changing, then you are most likely dying.
Yeah.
And that might be a slow process. It might be a fast process, but life really does require you to be flexible.
Yeah,
our pastor says, blessed are the flexible, for they will not get bent out of shape.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wisdom in that.
Shout out to Pastor Steve.
Shout out to Pastor Dyson.
Pastor Steve Dyson. Yeah. Yeah, your list really was a lot like mine.
Yeah, very similar. Because twained up, they twain shall
Twained
become do the flesh.
We twain. PSA. PSC.
Okay, I would love to hear before you get into yours what my brother Dunlap dropped
Brother
on
Dunlap
us.
said, many enter marriage thinking it will be a fairy tale. If you have that sort of thinking, you may end up in a nightmare. Woo!
Man, that's so real. Like,
so real.
The inside of a marriage is super messy.
Yeah, it is.
It's like super messy sometimes.
I mean, honestly, just before we started this live, you know, Adam took a breath and he was like, embrace the chaos, you know, because it's not a smooth trip.
No.
It's not.
No, it's
the
not
waves
supposed to be.
Get heavy, they knock you around.
Well, let me drop this bar on you real quick, because I was thinking about this.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna let you talk.
I'm gonna let you finish.
He said, Will Smith is cool, but Wu-Tang is for the children. Okay, so resistance. Everything comes down to resistance. Nothing can grow without resistance.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about, weight training.
Totally.
Or like food. The food that grows, the best food grows in dirt.
Yep.
That's the resistance.
Yep.
And eventually our bodies turn back into the dirt. It's pretty poetic, but resistance. Yeah. You got to lean into the resistance. You got to be game for the resistance, because being married means you're going to fight. And you have to fight well. You have to get through those. It can't be about I'm right, you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know what you're fighting for. You
cannot be pitted against each other in a marriage. It can't be you versus me ever.
Yeah.
And it's an easy thing to fall into. It really is. Because we have our own perspectives of things.
Exactly.
But one of the things that we learned was, like, if we are always keeping in mind that neither one of us wants to harm the other, neither one of us is intentionally wanting to hurt one another.
Right.
Then if we start from that base, we can work through whatever. It's not going to be easy all the time, but we can work through it because we have a common, virtue.
We're working towards the same thing.
Right.
Really, the fight is more about we disagree on how to work towards what we're trying to work towards, but it can't be about I'm working towards this and you're working towards that.
Right. And
you
you're
gotta
against
get back,
me.
right.
Yeah,
then you got to get back on the same page.
Yeah.
All right.
And let's see. Trina Brown, that's my mom, y'all. She said, you have to be willing to listen to each other 100%, maybe 200%, honestly. And then she was tapping into that metaphor. It's not a smooth trip, but it's worth it 100%, 200, 300, 11,000%.
There's a saying I like to say to my music students. I teach elementary music, and when they start acting badly, or when they sound badly on their instruments or whatever, I always say, listening solves all of our problems.
Yeah.
100% of our problems are solved through listening.
In my acting class, my coach talks about that a lot. He's like, are you listening? Like when we do improv, or when we, we're doing a scene, even with rehearsed lines, you still have to be listening, because if you're not listening, then your responses are going to be inorganic, or you're going to miss something, in the scene. And he talks about how, even doing his own introspection or reflection, he noticed how hard it is to listen, because what do we do when we're talking? We're thinking about what we're going to say next.
We're thinking about the next response and the next thing we're going to get into. Did I get it right?
So it takes a lot of practice. It really, especially in the heat of the moment. When you're when you're in the heat of the moment, you're in an argument, and you're feeling what you're feeling, you still have to listen. You still have to hear what
hear
your spouse is saying.
You do not want to hear,
because they're not just giving you fluff. They're actually telling you what they're feeling, what's on their mind and in their hearts. So you have to be able to hear as well as be able to communicate what you need them to hear. It's work,
in those moments, you really have to trust them, because if they're telling you something you don't want to hear, you have to trust that they see you and they honor you enough to tell you about yourself without trying to harm you. You know, like saying something that might not be popular with you, but
don't ever go into an argument looking to hurt each other. Never, ever.
It can't be
ever.
That.
You cannot be so deep in your feelings that now you're just firing shots at each other. You know, you can be honest, you can be open, but argue in love.
I have a mantra. Personally, I don't know if you know this, but I have a mantra.
What?
Like when you're really getting on my nerves, I say to myself, she had my babies. She had my babies.
That's
and
right.
That really helps put things back in perspective. It's
you can't get no more love than that.
She had my babies.
Straight up. I'll never forget. He's been using my car, and the compartment on the dash is broken. And honestly, when I saw it, I was like,
you gonna bring this up?
I wasn't like, I was like, I'm not gonna say anything because I know he didn't break it on purpose, you know. But then something happened, and I ended up saying it anyways. And you went and broke my compartment, and he just went just like this. Breathe. You knew she was gonna say something.
Yeah, you know.
I died laughing. Anyway, okay, so shall we get to my list?
Let's do it.
Okay. I'm going to try to keep it short because I am very long-winded.
Yes.
But also because you covered a lot of it. But okay, so my number one was marital health.
These in order?
I'm going to go in order. No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Because I think, honestly, they're all important.
Okay.
But my number one is marital health. You have to change to be healthy because we're evolving. Humans evolve on a daily basis. Honestly, we're not the same from day to day. But more than that, one of the hugest things I learned when we got married was like, oh my God, like I used to be single and I used to be able to just do whatever I wanted whenever I wanted. And I used to run my space the way I wanted.
Right.
But there's another human here. And not only do I have to make space for him, but I also have to make space for the way he does things and for the things that he needs, you know, on a tangible level, on an emotional level. Like, you can no longer be single when you get married. I know that sounds like but
that's big facts.
It's real because before you get married, you have no other way of knowing how to be, right? You're just single. You're just living your single life. And then all of a sudden, bam, you're sharing your life with this person. It's a different kind of orientation mentally. It's a different kind of culture of living. It's a different lifestyle. Because of that, you have to change. You have to evolve within your marriage, and inevitably you become new. That's the only way. That's
good. Yeah. That's real good. And real quick interjection, because another thing I hear people say is like the fear or the reality that you can outgrow a marriage. Yeah. And so for the young brother listening who's single, I would say when you're looking for a partner, a lot of times we look for like compatibility clues and interests and things like that. But really, I think what we should be looking for is what are their values and what is the quality of their character, because those things don't tend to change over time. And if you can anchor yourself,
those are the constants. Those are definitely
to a person with good character who has similar values to you, then you can build even as your interests change, which they will. Your priorities change, which they will. Your physical appearance changes, which it will. Your financial status changes, which it will. Hopefully it should, you know.
That's real.
Be anchored in the right things.
And that really is the message behind when most people say, you know, you got to figure out who you are before you get married. Because, you know, if you don't and you start changing the relationship,
it's a moving target.
It's what they're speaking on, and they may not even know it, is that you do have to have those constants. Your character has to be in place.
Right.
You definitely got to have your character in place, and your standards. Your moral standards. Your standards for what you will allow into your circle of trust in your life, what you won't. What are your barriers? Those things, those constants. Even barriers like that can shift depending on where the marriage heads, but you do have to have those constants. And if those constants are in place, you just build around that,
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So marital health, it brings on a whole new level of compromise too. And it's a kind of compromise. You don't know what compromise is when you're single. No, you just not, you can't know it until you get married.
Imagine this. You know where everything is. And now you're with a partner and you don't know where anything is. Chew on that. She cleaned up after you, and now all your stuff is gone.
Or he threw it away because he was tired of seeing it all the time, and he figured it was trash. Happen?
You got receipts? She ain't got no receipts.
I'm going on to number 2.
Yeah, just go on to number 2.
Number 2, the second reason you should change in a marriage: natural order of things. Like he said, we're humans. We change. Our circumstances change. Our surroundings change. You have a baby. You have something life altering happen. Or maybe you undergo an illness. Something. It's just natural that in life we go through things that change us, and we should not fight that. We should grow and adapt, always in the vein of being better versions of ourselves. Adapt. That was kind of like my side note. And number 3 is you should be building, which you also basically that was one of your points. You should be building together as a couple. And if you're building together, you're building towards something that will inevitably change your life, who you are, what your circumstances. So you should be actually actively looking to change, but you should be doing that together, changing together. Even if, I'm Nell Ledbetter now. A lot of people know me as Kizzy. Before I was Kizzy, though, I was Kimala, my birth name. So, but my constants are still in place, but I'm on a new journey. And we're building something new. We are the Ledbetters. And he's also Adam L. as himself, virtuoso on the keys, incredible rapper. He's got all kinds of stuff going on. I'm silly. I like doing comedy. If you go to my Instagram, you can see that. Have a laugh.
I got some jokes too.
But yeah.
I got some jokes too.
And all those bits and pieces are things, even the individual things are things that we are building together for, our family, for our lives.
And as she's changed, I've had to change how to support her in that change. Right. And our roles have changed without going too deep. Like when we moved to California, our roles changed dramatically. Because when we were in Oklahoma doing Adam and Kizzy, everything was 50-50. Right. We were building everything as equal partners. And then when we moved here, found out we were pregnant. I was pregnant. We very quickly became a one income household. And it was a lot of stuff that happened out of our control. Yeah. And we had to adapt, and we're still adapting. And now we're trying to get a little closer back to
we are definitely still adapting. Well, we just had our second daughter. She's 5 months.
Shout out to Rumi.
So yeah, we're kind of back in the new baby stage. So we made some headway with the 3-year-old. Now we done backtracked
because Rumi was a good sleeper till like yesterday. Now she's terrible.
She's probably gonna she'll get back to it. She's a baby. Babies regress. Change
is a given.
We tired. So
all right. Were you on point 3?
I think I'm on 4 and then I'll get to 5. Personal health. And honestly, I kind of talked on that, like personal health. My journey as Nell Ledbetter, that's a part of my personal health, honestly. And there have been numerous times where we have sought out counseling just to get ourselves through whatever stage of baggage removal that we needed to.
Yeah.
It's important for us to evolve personally so that we can remain healthy members of our marriage.
And we have to be totally invested in the other person's individual health too.
Support that. Whenever he had to do counseling, I supported him.
Right.
500%. I'm saying I keep exceeding 100% because that's just what it feels like in marriage. Like it's 100% ain't enough.
Yeah, whatever you think 100% is, you're gonna end up giving a lot more.
Exactly.
One of my favorite nuggets we got from counseling was he said one of our charges in our relationship was to help each other heal from our childhood traumas. And that got me thinking too, because I was like, I'm sorry, I'm interjecting a lot.
No, that's okay. I mean, this is what we're here for.
Okay, so another thing that I hear is everybody has baggage. I think it's unrealistic to expect that you can be with somebody who's not dealing with something that happened to them before. I think that's just kind of like the human thing. And so I'm thinking about, is it Arrow Audio? Arrow Audio. I'm thinking about you and just, stuff that helped me along the way. And one of those things is like, find somebody who's dealing with their stuff in a healthy way.
Yes.
Don't try to find somebody who doesn't have stuff, because everybody has stuff. And if you think you found somebody that doesn't have stuff, they're probably just really good at hiding their stuff, because life is stuff.
It's life.
Everybody's
be
dealing, right? Life be life.
Listen, when we got together, we were definitely not at our best.
We were dealing with it.
We were going with stuff. But yes, absolutely. We were dealing with it.
Right.
He was going through something, and I could see that. And honestly, because I could see that he was working his way out of it, it didn't deter me. Like I could see his mess, but I wasn't like, oh, well, he don't got it together yet, because I saw the heart of you, the spirit and soul of you. And that was his constant, which is why, honestly, what I wanted was to join him in helping him get out of it. Helping him clean it up. And likewise, he was doing the same for me. Mm-hmm. I was going through stuff too. I was not my best version of myself. And I even didn't even know it. It still to this day, it surprises me. He just one night he mentioned, you wear a lot of gray. I was like, what are you talking about? I don't wear a lot of gray. And just blew my mind. All of a sudden I'm looking at my closet and it's like my closet is full of gray clothes, because I was totally depressed at the time because of what I was going through. And I had racked up an entire closet of gray clothes. It was crazy. And if you know me, if anybody knows who I am, I'm colorful. I wear color. I don't like having black in my closet. So
I do.
Yeah. But we were both working on it, trying to get out.
Now, that said, don't mistake what she's saying for like codependency, because that's a totally different thing. It's like,
and we were afraid of doing that too with each other. But
so and what we did is to not fall in any pitfalls. We put some pretty hard boundaries on how we would operate with each other as a couple.
Yeah.
And so we were falling in love and all of that, but we really put ourselves in kind of like a friendship zone on purpose,
right,
so that we could safely navigate what we were trying to navigate without having to put our relationship
and stick to our original mission, which was to be friends and help one another.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
but that's the whole
I always say we were friends on purpose.
Yes.
It's like definitely. I felt like I want to marry her.
Yeah.
But we're just holding hands.
Yeah. Right.
And being intentional about all those things really put us in a safe space, because we were both super vulnerable at the time.
She said that was a sad time.
What, the gray?
Yeah, the gray time, the gray era. That was definitely a sad time. And yes, Quanice, everybody has stuff. So if somebody's pretending they don't got it, go the other direction.
They might have most stuff. They got so much stuff.
Yeah, right. Okay, my number 5, and then we're going to move on, is parental health. Now, you might think, okay, I'm not a parent, so this doesn't matter. But I think it is important still. Parental health it's important because the changes that come from becoming a parent, you have no choice in it, you know, and it's not, I wouldn't say, especially for a mom, is the same for the father. You like it, and what it is the experience is so different for each, because I'm the mother, I'm the one who births the child, but what
she had my babies.
But what am I trying to say? How that affects the father, you know, it's extremely significant, and it inevitably changes you to become a parent. And I say, and the reason this is number 5 is because it can pose a challenge in your marriage.
Mm-hmm.
It can very easily drive a wedge between you if you're not careful. And just naturally, you know, your baby steals all of your time. So you got to just like chiseling away at like trying to find the time where we can connect and still be us and still be healthy and still nurture what we have.
Honestly, that's probably been the hardest part.
Yes.
Of being a parent.
Yes.
Is really just like saying goodbye.
Right.
To that openly
childless
close
life
and affectionate
yes.
and intimate side of the marriage. And now you have to find a different level of affection and intimacy in that process, because the terms are totally different.
But it's been a gift though, because it has forced us to explore different ways to connect than what we used to do, than what was easiest to do. And now we've grown and discovered new ways to connect and nurture our relationship. And therefore I feel like we've grown. We're better.
Absolutely.
As a couple before it, you know, and so that's why that's my number 5. You wouldn't think it, but I mean, parental health, it ties into your marital health. That's and you have to be healthy parents, not just for your babies. That is extremely important, but also for your marriage and for yourselves. So
heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's a solid list. I'll adapt that.
Yeah.
Also, you get some of these.
And if there are any couples out there who, like, if you have something else that would be on your list, please share. Please share in the comments. Let us know what sage advice you might have for existing couples or aspiring couples, you know, single people. But we're going to move on now.
Real quick, I want to encourage you guys, if you're not following us on Instagram, we are the Ledbetters, same as on YouTube, obviously, you're watching. Yes. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell notification.
That's right.
Because like I said, this is the first time, but it won't be the last time.
That's right. It won't be the last time. We're going to keep doing this. We have so much music in our hearts to share, and joy and hope that we want to offer. So with that said, health, freedom, all of that, we gotta end this with one of our hit songs, Train. If you haven't heard it, then this should be a treat for you. If you have and you know it, sing along. But we just want y'all to be free in your marriages, free in your single lives, just free from anything that's got you bound up, anything that's holding you down. That's what this song is all about. Thank you, Trisha. Trisha says she loves this song.
What up, Trisha?
Yeah.
Do I know that, Trisha?
I don't know. It says Gercelli. Sorry if I messed that up. I don't immediately.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in, and I'm glad you like the song. Here we go. We're gonna sing it. Clap along, sing along, feel it in your soul. Ooh, yeah. I'm riding this train, don't know where it's going, but I know that it's going somewhere. Got my feet underground, sneaking around, cause if they know about this train, they shut it down. God knows the nature of man, so get up if you can, climb on aboard this freedom caravan. Can't run and get weary, freedom is clearing for us on the other side of the track.
There were times when I could barely stand, yet it seemed to run was the Lord's command. That's when I chose faith instead of fear, and God gave me strength. just to make it here. And we know all too well the dangerous night beholds, when the lightning flash and the thunder rolls, and the rain comes down, and your back is weak, and you're all alone, not a soul to seek. May God be your strength, may your feet be fleet. When that moment comes, when you must retreat, and the devil will, yes, he must persist till God strikes him down with the mighty fist. But when justice comes, will he write your name? Will the heavens part, or will you taste the flame? See, for all who pray, a time for running comes. And what you running from? Get aboard this train.
Train, oh train, this train is bound for a change. Train, oh train, oh get aboard this freedom train. Time to get this day right, gonna be a fight. Gotta be willing to line up for the cause. Cause if this train don't get moving, nothing's improving, and the land will never see better days. Oh, what will you choose? Will you die and lose, or win and die for the freedom of brother man? Time to pick up the slack, Lord, this weight on my back, keep us strong on this unbeaten path.
There were times when I could barely see, yet it seemed to look was the Lord's decree. That's when I chose faith in the face of all fear, and the Lord equipped me with strength. And I found myself here, and we all know terribly well how the mystery of darkness unfolds, how the lightning will flash, how the thunder will roll, how the rain will come down with the crack on the back of the weak, and the fact that you lack another friend. In fact, will the path the compassion you see may make your muscles for you, may minimize the meanness fleet. May you find that the divine a kind of relief for the mind of resigned to retreat. And the devil is a lie, anyone with tied to the fire make him cease to exist. Never let with the devil said I wasn't for all the rubber just with a swing of his fist. When the minute come, when he gonna pick him under the missing, will he click a name in the minute in the same minute from miss being sent to the flame. Yes, we submit to the same with the left lane. When the red time come, better get up on the train. Can't run a high ride, better jump inside out. Get up on this train.
Oh train, this train is bound for a change. Train, oh train, oh get aboard this freedom train. Well, I looked up yonder, what did I see? Oh Lord,
get aboard this freedom train.
There was a freedom train and it was stopping for me. Oh Lord,
get aboard this freedom train.
When he blew that whistle, well, I asked him to free. Oh Lord,
get aboard this freedom train.
And the whistle man told me I get ready for free, oh Lord. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming, yeah. I want to thank Trisha. Oh, hey, girl. All right. Anyway, this is just Trisha. I want to thank Mr. William Dunlap. Thank you, yeah. Oh, thank you, Arrow Audio. Hope we gave you some pearls to put and apply towards your life. Love you, Quanice. Hey. What's up, Mill? Love you, Mommy.
Oh, is that Omega?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Omega Watts. Omega Watts.
What's up, Bill?
Thanks for hanging out, bro. Tell your lovely wife we said hello.
Thank
as well.
you, everyone. Yes. Thank you for tuning in, sharing your wisdoms. We hope you enjoyed hanging with us.
And we hope that you'll give us some feedback. Some things you'd like to see in the future. Some things that maybe didn't work, but other things that worked great.
Right.
We want to know, what's the recipe?
Onward and upward, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We appreciate you all. We hope you had a good time with our episode of Music and Conversation. We hope you enjoyed the music. We hope you enjoyed the conversation. And we would love to do more of this. Let us know in the comments if you are excited about the next episode. And we will let you know when of course, we will be doing that. If you are not as familiar with us, if you haven't seen any of our music videos or performances, you're here, you're on YouTube, the videos are there. Just head over to the video section. One of my personal favorites is indeed our train music video. Look for me in black and white. And then just have fun. And then if you're on Instagram, please follow us on Instagram. We got a lot of fun stuff there. Same handles. We are the Ledbetters. And then also Adam's IG account is Adam L as himself.
Bars.
Mine, I am Nell_Ledbetter. It's right there at the bottom, scrolling across the screen. So go find us, shout hey, let us know that you were watching us live, and we will see you guys on the next flip. Okay. Okay, falsetto, yeah. And also, maybe next episode, you guys can meet the girls. Yeah. All right, peace, y'all. God bless.
Peace. Did you end it?
Yep. Oh, I didn't.
Womp womp.